Okay, so this is our Earth Academy Prayer Book Hebrew. We are continuing in chapter 6, and we are learning about several suffixes that are affixed to Hebrew nouns. And we are going to go through the vocabulary once more, look at the chart, and then look at the prayer that we are learning about this time around. And we'll see how far we can get. So I'm going to open up to, let's see here, page, we get the page number here, 43. And let's just look at some of these endings here, these suffixes, possessive endings that we are learning this time. So if I can get my annotate working here. Okay, so for the first one, we have the base form bait, which is house, but the suffix that we're looking at is herik yod. So this herik yod combination, we end up with my house. But if you want to say your house, as in speaking of a man, it would be beitcha, beitcha. If you were to say your house, speaking as a woman's house, it would be beitech. And so in this case, we look at this is the pattern we're looking at. These are the patterns you want to memorize. Not so much all of the vowel pointings, but the patterns are what we are looking for primarily. If you wanted to say his house, we would say beito, beito. And if we wanted to say her house, we would say beita. Okay, we would use this combination, beita. Okay, let's see. Good. Now let's go to vocabulary really quick here and just do some review. They're including both of our singular and plural in these. So we have bayit for house, or batim for houses. We have chesed for kindness or mercy, or chasadim, kindnesses or mercies. Yom is the word we have for day, or if we were to say days plural, it would be yamim. Hayom, we would say today. Literally it says the day, but today is how we would translate. Look at all these different types of words that can mean what or how. Ma, me, ma, again. That just is the same as the consonants, but some of the vowel pointings do alter a little bit. Welcome to the class. We're happy to have you all here. We're going over the vocabulary now in chapter 6. And we are looking now at Malkut, which is kingdom. Notice it's feminine, or Malkuyot, meaning kingdoms. Also, we have Olam for universe, world, or eternity. Either just depends on what best fits into the context. Or Olamim for plural. The word for name is Shem, and names, Shemot. I didn't get anything from any of the students guessing the book of the Bible that's named Shemot. But if you can figure it out, send me a letter, or note rather, text message. Some people are sending me text messages. That's fine too. Okay, let's go now to our canting. And before we do that, let me see here. Okay, this is what I need right here. All right, so selections from the prayer book. Now, we did this one time before, but let's look at it again. All right, so we have Ata Kadosh, Vashimacha Kadosh, Ukdoshim, Bekol Yom, Vahalalucha Selah, Baruch Ata Yahuwah Ha'el HaKadosh. So we notice this Kadosh word is in here a lot. That's in our vocabulary. You see it all over the place, and variations of it. Okay, I've got one there. There's just a bunch of them. Okay, so Kadosh meaning set apart. Okay, so it goes a little bit like this. Ata Kadosh, Vashimaka Kadosh, Ukdoshim Bekol Yom Vahalalucha Selah, Baruch Ata Yahuwah Ha'el HaKadosh. Okay, it's got a nice tune. I've always appreciated that one. And, of course, translation we have down here, you are holy and your name is holy, and the holy ones praise you daily. Selah, meaning pause and think about it. Blessed are you, O Yah, the Holy One. Okay. Let's look down here at this other one here. We have a few different words in here. Ata Echad, Vashimacha Echad, Umi Keamka Yisrael. Welcome, Marcio. Good to see you this evening. We are on chapter 6, and we are looking at the canting. Goy Echad Ba'aretz. Okay. All right, so let's see what this one sounds like. We have Ata Echad, Vashimaka Echad, Umi Keamka Yisrael, Goy Echad Ba'aretz. And so we have, you are one, and your name is one, and there is none like your people, Yisrael, a people unique on the earth. Interesting how they translate that, a people unique on the earth. We've got a people one on the earth, actually, and they're united, or united echad. I could have inference that it's one that is set apart from all others. Interesting there. All right. Let's see. Now, we went through our chart tonight, which is this one here. I did that earlier. I think most of this material, I think we covered. I think what we should do tonight is look at some of these exercises. Let's see what we have here. We've got another chart here. Okay, that's just showing one example of one of the suffixes. Okay, so let's go to page 47, possessive endings for singular nouns 1. Next chapter is going to be the second part of this grammar function that we're learning here. So I'm on page 47, and let's look at these exercises. Now, one of the best things that we can do is when we begin to notice these patterns. I'm looking at this first one here, me. If we don't know what the pattern is, or we haven't memorized, then go back to the chart. The charts in this book are very useful. So when you have your book with you, it's helpful. But let's see what we can do with some of these. So get my eraser there, because some of these marks get a little, they don't like to go away without the eraser. All right, so we know that there is a base. If we can just recognize the consonant combinations, we have aleph and mem, which means aim, which means mother. But we've got this suffix on here, hirik yod. And so this hirik yod combination, and it doesn't matter what letter is there, or rather, I guess we should put this under here, hirik yod. Let me see if I can do that a little better for you. There we go. Doesn't matter what's under there, it means my. Okay, so what we have here, when we put mother and my together, we get my mother. My mother, okay? And if you guys know some of these, just put them in the text or shout them out. But let's look at this one here. We have mem, lamed, chaf. In this case, it transforms to kaf. So we have melik as the base. And with the suffix hirik yod, we get my king. Right? That's that one there. How about this one right here? You recognize the bet and the noon for bain, meaning son. So if we have the suffix beni, we get my son. Okay? Now this one is kind of tricky because it likes to throw that hirik under there, but still we can recognize bet, resh, chaf, and then normally this is a hey, but it transforms into a tav. So what do we get? Bir kati. Bir kati. It's probably the toughest one to try to figure out of all the chart, the examples in the chart. But if we could just realize that this is blessing, and so we are saying my blessing. Okay, my blessing. Now, this one's a little easier. We've got aleph, vet, meaning father. And so we have the same suffix at the end. We end up with avi, A-V-I, my father. Okay. How about this one here? We've got bet and tav. So if we can just try to remember one of our vocabulary words that has these two consonants, we end up with bat, right? Meaning daughter. So BT, I always thought that word sounded rather funny. But BT, we've got my daughter, B-E-E-T-I-E, my daughter. Okay, so that's this one. Okay, so finally we have this one here. We have bet, yod, tav. And so we look at that combination, we should recognize that bayit is in there somewhere, meaning house. And so when we put it with our suffix hirik yod, what do we get? We get my house. Okay? All right. So let's see here. They got another line here of the Hebrew Yod, don't they? Debari. Okay, so we have Dalet, Vet, Resh, Devar, meaning word or thing. We end up with my word. Okay. How about Artsy? Well, we have Aleph, Resh, Sadiq, which that combination we know to be Eretz, land. And so if we have the Hebrew Yod, we end up with my land, right? How about Shemi? Well, look at this combination here. We got Shin, Mem. Those two letters together, we have Shem, meaning name, but if we put the suffix, we get Shemi, meaning my name. Okay? All right. How about Chasdi? We have Chet, Samech, Dalet. Well, that is very familiar because we recognize that to be Chesed. But with the suffix, it becomes my kindness. My kindness. Okay? So that's what we get for that one. How about this one? Malkuti. Now, this can kind of get confusing because we do have another one that means king that's just Mem, Lamed, Chaf. But remember, we've got the Tav there. So Malkut, meaning kingdom, you do see king in there, but with that extra Tav, we get kingdom, and we have Hebrew Yod, my kingdom. Okay, my kingdom. Now, Ami, we recognize that as meaning nation or people. So that would be my people. A-M-M-I, Ami. In fact, you see that in the book of Hosea, Lo Ami, not my people. Well, that's referring to the house of Israel that was divorced and carried away. Isn't that something? So now you know what that actually looks like in Hebrew, right there, Ami. All right. Here we have Torah T, and we look at these three letters. We know that Torah's in there. So my Torah, or my teaching. I could loosely translate that. All right, so let's look at number 2 here, line 2, and notice we've got another suffix. Okay, so this is, if we go back to, always keep these charts in full view. Get this to open up. There we go. So here it is right here. Okay, there it is. And notice it's masculine. Okay, so we know that all of these are going to be your something, your whatever it is, but it's going to be in the masculine sense. Okay. All right, so let's then go back. And I do that to show you that this is how you guys can move a little quicker when you're doing your own study and doing the exercises. You have I used to have like a bookmark in these charts, and I would be able to just quickly turn back and reference that kind of thing. Okay, so we have bin ka, so we recognize the ben, the bet, and the noon. So we get your son, right? Because ben, and we put the cha at the end, we get your son. Devarecha, well, there's dalet, vet, resh, devar, meaning word or thing, your word, right? Bitcha, well, there's bet, tav, we get bat, meaning daughter, your daughter, right? Imcha, Okay, we know aleph, mem together. Put those together, we get aim, the base form aim for mother. With cha, we get your mother. How about hasdecha? Hasdecha. Notice the first shabah silent, the second shabah vocal. Hasdecha. Okay, your kindness. How about malkutecha? Well, we've got malkut in here. There it is. Mem lamed chaf tav. Kingdom, your kingdom. Shimcha. Well, there it is. Shem, sheen, mem. So we have shem in there, meaning name. With cha, we get your name. So I'm sort of just sort of deconstructing these for you to kind of help you sort of learn this for yourself when we get to the exercises. Okay, so let's look at this second line here. Amcha. Well, we have ayin mem for am, meaning nation or people. So now we know with a cha at the end of it, we get your people or your nation. I would say more likely your people. How about bir katecha? Bir katecha. Let's see, bir katecha. It's not quite as in ed, as in a segol, but there's a very slight S sound there. Bir katecha. All right. So then we notice the bet, the resh, the kaf, and normally there's a hey here, but it transforms to a tav, and so we get your blessing, right? And then we have mal kecha. That's kind of a tough one too. Mal kecha. So we have mem, lamed, chaf transforms into a kaf with that. Melik for king, your king. Okay? All right. Now we have avicha, aleph. Let's see here. Okay, so it's interesting that because you've got this can kind of throw you off here. This here. But we have your father there. Your father. Notice that in that little explanation, they even include the vet on one of those forms of father. And you would think it's be aviv, but it's, or avi rather, it's aviv. So we've got this extra here. Your father. Interesting. All right, so we have betecha, betecha, bet, yod, tav, 3 letters together. We get bayit, house, cha ending, your house. Olamecha. Okay, olam, we have ayin, lamed, mem. Olam, meaning your universe, maybe we could say that, your universe that belongs to our Father Yah. All right, and finally we have shalomecha. Okay, well, we recognize the sheen, the lamed, the holem, the mem, shalom. Of course, with the suffix cha ending, we get your peace. Okay, I hope that was clear enough for everybody. The process that we go through to sort of deconstruct these. And let me see if we have any comments or questions in our chat. Okay, anything? If so, just I don't know, put something down there. I'll probably see it flashing. All right, so let's continue if there's nothing else. So let's go here. So we finished with, let me see, annotate and get down to this here. All right, so we did this one and we did this one. So let's have you guys do Okay. Let's have you guys to do 3, 4, and 5. That's the exercises, section 1, chapter 6, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So let me get that up there. Okay. All right. Okay, so we got those on there. Okay, let's go back to this here. All right, so now this is kind of a fun one. I like encountering this one whenever we go through the prayer book Hebrew, because it's kind of like a puzzle. And now I used to, technically they want you to find the to find the word in this grouping of words and go by the number. So you start with 1, then 2, then 3, and so on. I didn't used to do it that way. I just sort of started from the very top and found the word in the. I started from this one here, and then I would figure it out, and then I would look for it in the list somewhere. Whichever way you guys decide to do it, but let's just do a few of these. Okay, and I think we'll do it. We'll do it this other way, starting with number 1. So her name. Now, one of the things I look for in trying to remember the suffix for her is that it's one of the few places where you have a dagesh in the hay. That's in that particular ending. So we know that name is shame, right? Shame. I'll try to get that zere right. So that's name. So now we need to figure out a way to see if we can discover that in this list and also find the suffix that matches her. Okay, so we know that there's a shame there, but it's not that one. It's not her. Let's see here if we can find another one here. Oh, okay. I think we discovered it here because notice the kametz hey ending. So we get shema. Shema. Okay. Okay, so shema belongs with number 1. Okay. Now, how about this one? His people. Well, we know that people is or nation. So we're going to be looking for an ayim mem mem combination. So if we go through here, let's see if we can find an ayim. Well, there's one there, but that's not the right suffix. That does not mean his. So we got to get rid of that one. That's not it. Okay. Oh, here we go. Amo. Okay. The O, the kolem at the end is his. So we get amo. So this one goes with number 2. So when you guys do this, it's a good idea to put the, like this, and her name would be Ma, like that, next to each one. But then also, it's kind of nice, I think, to connect them. Not that I should say you should read them in your book or just write all this out, but just put what it is next to it when we get down to these that I'm going to assign for you guys. Okay. So let's go to her word. So just like this one up here, we're looking for a hey ending with a dagesh in it. So We know that word is devar, so we're looking for a devar in here. Okay, and I think we may have discovered it. Dalet, vet, resh, and kametz, hey, with the dagesh in there. Devar. Okay. Devara, rather. Devara. That's what it is. Devara. Her word. There we go. Devara. So that goes with this one. Okay. All right. How about my daughter? My daughter. Well, we covered the my ending up there. It's got that E, Hirik Yod ending, and we know that daughter is bat. So we need to look for a bet, a tav, and that Hirik Yod ending. So that's kind of how we do this. So I think we might have, let's see if we can find it here. I think we might have it right here. Bet, tav, and there's our Hirik Yod. My daughter. And how does that sound? B-E-A-T-I-E. BT. And that one goes here. My daughter. Okay. How about number 5? Your kindness. Now, this is kind of tricky because there's 2 yours, isn't it? So now, what do we mean by that? Well, let's go to this one here, and we'll see. We've got a possibility of this ending, and we have a possibility of this suffix. We don't know because it doesn't say on there. We have to figure out in the chart. Okay? So let's go back to our chart. Okay, here we go. All right, so your kindness. So let's see what first we need to look for the word that has kindness. So we know that is chet, samek, dalet, chesed. So let's look for a het, samek, dalet. And I think we found it right here. Chas decha. And it looks like it's going to be masculine. Just by process of deduction. Chas decha. Let's see. C-H-A-S-D-E-C-H-A. Chas decha. Your kindness. Okay? Now, how about his kingdom? Okay, so we know kingdom is malkut. Mem, lamed, chaf, tav. And so just right off, it's a longer one. I think I see it here. Mem, lamed, chaf, tav. And we need to make sure it says his kingdom, so we have the holem ending, meaning his. And so how do we write that? Malkuto, okay? All right, so how about her mother? Well, in the her suffix, it's got that dagesh in there. That's how I find them quickly. You might have another process to find them, but looking for that dagesh in the hey is the quickest way. And mother, we know, is aim. So let's see what we can find an aim up here. Okay. Let's see here. Her mother. Well, it's got to be here somewhere. V. There it is right there. I think that's it. Aleph, mem, and there's the her part of it right there. Kametz hey with a dagesh in the hey. We get ima, ima, her mother. E-A-M-A-H. Okay? All right, so how about my house? Well, we know house is bayit, bet, yod, tav. So we got to look for that combination, and my is the heric yod ending. But let's just focus first on the bet yod tav, bayit, and see if we can find it. I think we may have found it right here. Bet yod tav and my. Okay, so then we have the heric yod ending, so we get Be-T, okay? B-A-E-T-E-E. I guess we could go I-E maybe. All right, so that's that one there. All right, let's go down to number 9. We have his Torah. Well, Torah is written just like it sounds, Tav, Resh, Hey. So, and we know his is the Holem ending, so let's look for a word that has Torah, and I think we found it right here. And notice that replaces the Hey. That was something we learned about earlier. Same thing with bracha, blessing. And some of these, the Hey gets replaced with the Tav. So we end up with Torah to, his Torah. So let's spell that out. Torah to. All right, his Torah. All right, let's try number 10. Your land. Now, in this case, this your, we're not quite sure whether it's your masculine or your feminine. They both have different endings. So let's, by process of deduction, let's look for land. We know land is eretz, right? Okay, so let's look for an eretz. Let's see if we can encounter it. Going along here. Okay, I think we might have found it here, and it doesn't sound at all like eretz at all, does it? But we can notice the consonants, aleph, resh, zadik. If we recognize the consonant combinations, so what do we get? And here is the cha ending, so we know that it's masculine, your, singular. So we get art zekah, art zekah. So let's go down there, A, R, T, S, art zekah. How about that? That one connects to this one. Your land. Okay. I think that's pretty good to show you guys how to do these. So I'm going to have you guys see if you can come up with the other ones, 11 through 20. They're pretty simple. Okay, 11 through 20. All right, so this is exercise 2. And what I would like you to do is for these exercises, okay, so pretty much just do it like I did, you know, write your answers right along there, you know, and that'll be good enough, because when I see you transliterate that, I'm going to know whether or not you've gotten it right, okay? And if you want extra credit, write them in Hebrew too, but transliterate them. All right, so that's good. Baruch Hashem. All right. Any questions thus far? Any comments? Any questions? Are you guys kind of grasping this material pretty well? I hope so. This is more of a complex chapter because it's got several of these endings and all of these different vowel changes. But like I say, don't focus so much on the vowels. Look at the patterns. First, come to recognize the consonant patterns. There's very few ones that are going to trip you up by that method. Just a couple that I can think of that transform the last hey into a tav, but still most of it's there. And then recognize the ending patterns. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's it. Just the practice makes perfect. The more we use them, the more they become more familiar to us. There, Marcel. Okay. All right. Well, let's continue on then, and see what we can come up with. All right. So that one is finished. Now we're going to translate the following questions and answers into English. Okay. So we have a question because we're using this me, we're using ma, and so on and so forth. So me being who and ma being what, or it could be in some cases how. But so they should make sense now. So that'll give us a little clue. They should make sense. All right, if I can get my, there we go. Okay, so the first one, we have me bitech. Okay, so me, meaning who. And so we know that bet and tav is bat for daughter. So with the saray, chaf, sofit, shava ending, we know it's the you singular, but it's feminine. So who is your daughter? Who is your daughter? That's what we're seeing there. Okay, so mi bitech. Who is your daughter? Bitech. I don't know if I can get that right. E maybe. Bitech. Okay, so who is your daughter? Now question mark. So now here we have the answer. BT Sarah. Well, we know Sarah is a proper name. So Sarah, something Sarah. And of course, the answer from the context, bet, tab, we have bat, meaning daughter, and herik yod suffix, we get BT. My daughter is Sarah. My daughter is Sarah. Okay. BT Sarah. BEATTIE BT Sarah. Okay, so that's that one there. Let's look at number 2. We've got a different question here. Remember in our vocabulary that we could always recognize the mem and the hey in this, but the vowels underneath can change. So let's just focus on the consonants here. We have ma, shemi. So we know that sheen and mem is for the base word name. And so what is my name? It sounds like someone has amnesia, doesn't it? Maybe they got conked on the head. Let's see what the answer is. Shimcha Moshe. Okay, so we know that name is in here with the kamets underneath the chaf sofit, giving it meaning it's your name, Moshe. Your name is Moses. Okay, so ma shimi, shimcha Moshe. Your name is Moses. All right, let's go to number 3. We have this word, I'm pretty familiar with it, me, meaning who. How about this one? Bina. Bina. Well, look at the bet and look at the noon. Well, we get, does this look familiar? Bain, meaning son. Okay. So, who is her son? Who is her son? Okay, so we're going to answer now. Bena, and it's using the same word. Her son is what? Avraham. So who is her son? Mi Bena Avraham. Okay? We see now, notice this this ending here. Kametz hey with the dagesh and the hey. It's very odd. You don't see that ending very often. So we know that means her. Her, whatever is before it, whether it be son, daughter, whatever. Okay. Let's look at number 4. We have me, Malki. Now, we don't want to confuse this with kingdom because there's no tav here. We see mem, lamed, chaf, or transforms to a kaf in this case. So we know it's something to do with king. Okay? So who, we have me, Malki, who is my king? Who is my king? Someone who probably is unaware of the political stuff going on in their country. Who is my king? Or perhaps a spiritual question, and a rhetorical spiritual question. Malka or Malkecha, your king is Moses. Malchaka. Notice the chasofit with the kamets. We know that means your, and it's not your feminine, it's your masculine. How do we know for sure? Not just the suffix, but we're talking about Moshe. Your king is Moses. So again, mi Malki. Who is my king? Malkecha Moshe. Your king is Moses. Okay, number 5. Let's look at this here. We have ma davaro. Now, so we know that this ma can mean what or how. In this case, I would say what. So ma, what, and we have dalet, vet, resh, davar. We should see davar in there. That means word or thing. In this case, let's say word. What is, and notice this holem, well, that suffix means his. So what is his word? What is his word? So we're going to answer it now. Davaro, we already did that one. His word, emet. Well, we've seen that in our vocabulary. That means truth. His word is truth. What is his word? His word is truth. So that's number 5. Let's look at number 6 now. Ma malkutecha. Look at that long word. Malkutecha. Let me write that out. Malkutecha. Look at that. Okay. So we know that this word ma most times means what, at least in context of kingdom. So what is your kingdom? Here's the Chaf Sofit and Kametz. Your. Malkutecha. What is your kingdom? Okay. Here is the answer. Malkuti Beiti. Okay. So this, we know already it's something to do with kingdom. So let's look at the suffix. We have a hirik yod suffix, which means my, right? So my kingdom, and here is bet yod tav for bayit, meaning house. And we have the same hirik yod suffix. So my kingdom is my house. You ever heard the old saying, your home is your castle? And actually, there's a thing in the law called the castle doctrine, but I won't get too much into that. But anyway, basically the idea that you should be secure in your own home. Your home is your castle. So my kingdom is my house. All right. Let's see here. All right. So what I'm going to have you guys do is 7, 8, and 9 of exercise 3. I think I'm giving you enough examples so that you guys can pull it off pretty well. All right, so let's exercise 3, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. Now I'm learning how to stop the screen share and switch documents, so you guys should see these without the problems we've had before. Okay. Any comments or anything else while we're going? Any observations? We've got about 7 minutes left of this class. I'm hoping to finish this class because we're going to have one more class in this chapter, because there is an exercise that it's the one you're going to run into that's going to take you the longest, and it's kind of a mind bender. But if there's nothing, no comment or feedback, we'll just continue here. Okay, so let's go down to number 4. So in this one, we have the following sentences are used as nouns, or the following sentences contain adjectives used as nouns. Excuse me there. So we're going to translate these into English, okay? So literally what we have here is hu ha gadol, okay? So he, literally it says he, the big. But to make this sound a little better in English, why don't we say he is the big, and we can't just leave it there. Why don't we say one? He is the big one. If we just say he is the big what? In English, we need to put the one on there. He's the big one. Hu hagadol. Okay. Hu ha gadol. Okay, so that's what that's saying there. All right, so let's go to number 2. Anachnu ha-brachim. Okay, so we notice the bet, the resh, the chaf. So we get Baruch is in there somewhere. It has to do with blessing. So we know this anachnu means we, right? So we something. So we're looking at this ending here. Literally this says we the blessed. We the blessed. But that doesn't quite sound right in English. We the blessed what? Okay. We'll just put the generic we the blessed ones. That's what you should get for that. Anachnu habaruchim. We the blessed ones. Okay, how about number 3? We have Haim ha-rabim. Okay, so now look at this here, the resh, and now normally it's a vet for Rav. It would look like this. Okay, Rav, which means much, or many, depending on the context. Okay, so we know that there is a Hirik Yod Mem Sufi ending, which means it's plural. And the Haim is a pronoun, if you remember from our previous chapter, means they, but it's masculine plural, right? Because look at the signal letter. It's a mem. They. So let's write this out. They are the blessed. The blessed what? Ones. They are the blessed ones. That's number 3. Haim harabim. Okay. All right. Let's look through number 4. Haim kadoshim. Well, we already know that means they because we just did that one previously. And we can see the kof dalet sheen in here for kadosh, meaning this has something to do with kadosh, meaning set apart. So they, and look at the Hirik Yod Mem Sofi ending, meaning plural, because it has to match with they, right? So it says they set apart. They set apart what? They are set apart ones. They are holy ones. Could put it that way. They are set apart ones. Now, why do we put the ones in there? Because if we just say they are set apart, we're talking about they. We have to put the ones in there and make it sound right in English, okay? All right. So, let's see here. I'll give you guys a shot at these. 5 and 6. And that is section 4. 5 and 6. Okay. All right. Figure out what I'm doing here. Okay. Okay. If I can get this. Uh-oh. What did I do? I didn't want that. Okay. Somehow I got a bunch of stuff on here messed up. Oh, cancel. What did I do here?